Hi. My name's Yvonne. Um, I'm doing this. This is weird because a lot of things in life are not fair. I'll take off my hoodie. So I went for a run and I was doing this thing called heart meditation. And there's like this voice inside my head and inside, I guess, my heart that's like saying, it's not fair. That it's not fair. Wait, hold on. Okay, so I just went to go shut the door because I'm weird because I like don't like other people hearing me talk. It's kind of uncomfortable. But lately my throat has been hurting a lot, and I think it's because I need to speak. I think it's because I need to say something. I think it's because there's so much in me that wants to come out, and it usually doesn't. And a lot of the times it's because I feel like it's not important, or because I feel like my mind is going really fast and I'm not going to be able to say what I need to say. But most of the times I think it's more true that I think that it's not important. Like, I don't have a script or anything for this video. I'm just kind of freestyling it. So yeah, going back to the whole thing about a lot of things in life aren't fair. That hurts me a lot because I think for me, my story that I still cling on to um, is that, it hurts when people that you love let you down. Um, I grew up with a dad who was alcoholic, and I didn't really realize like how it's been affecting me. Um, like there's all this awareness that I don't realize about how I live my life because of living with my dad um, as an alcoholic, and like my mom just not knowing how to handle it, and her being like just pouring out her anger um, at me. But things are like, yeah. So there's a lot of like thought patterns that go into my behaviors now. And so when my dad left, it really hurt, and it was really, I felt, was not fair. So a lot of this like it's not fair pain comes from that experience. And so then, yeah, it's not fair. A lot of things are not fair. Like poverty isn't fair. The nuclear program thing that like I just ran into this young woman yesterday, and she was basically walking around with a sign, and she was being really brave, and just the sign basically said no to nuclear war and no to nuclear weapons, which she said she was studying to become a doctor, but then when she was going for her PhD, she kind of saw how like all the people around her were supporting the government and basically bowing down to their like, oh, we're gonna like store nuclear waste in like these barrels that have like no retention for the radioactive um, lifespan. I think I'm not really sure how to phrase it. I'm not like a chemist, but I do know about I do recall like that there was like in high school there was this thing about isotopes and how like radioactive elements take a really super mega long time to break down, and so if you put them in the ocean or like bury them in the land, um, it's really stupid because or basically just letting it sit there and seep out into the ground and seep out into the ocean. So that's not fair, you know. The fact that there's a lot of homelessness and um, just like people that can't get their shit together, myself included, because we grew up in like shitty households, or like, you know, we just weren't given the tools, and we were spoon fed this little story of like, if you go to school you're going to have a great job, which is not true, because when you go to school, if you don't know how to apply that knowledge, if you haven't had that like mentorship and gained that experience, your knowledge is like just about useless, because you're stuck in here in your head and you're not taking fucking action, which is my problem. That's my problem. I'm gonna own that shit, because that's my problem. I know that I do that. So going back to this whole thing of it's not fair, um, you know, but what are you gonna do about it? That's the thing that is the question, right? Like, what massive action, like Anthony Robbins says, in order for change to happen, massive action has to take place. And it's like, what massive action can I take? Can, you know, like, to help other people around me, I guess. And I feel like I sound a little fake right now. I'm trying to like get in contact with the whole like heart, but like I feel like a lot of my thoughts are in here. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to say that, and just think about what you really want to do, because I didn't, because I was stuck in here, and I was stuck in like the negative emotions in my heart. And like, when you don't take action and you don't challenge yourself, you get left in a place where you feel helpless and you feel like horrible, and that leaves you in a state of powerlessness, and you don't want to be there. Because in a state of powerlessness, you don't enable yourself or anyone else to help you, or even like to love you. So I just want to say that, take the time to figure out what you really want to do, you know. And there's something that people have told me, that life is about service. And like, I remember I was sitting at the coffee shop, and this guy, I was talking to him about like how I was studying the Bible, um, just for my own curiosity. Um, there's another like video that I've done about the Bible and like how I interpret it, kind of ish. But and he told me that the greatest thing that he got from that was love thy neighbor. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it is about loving the person that's right next to you, you know, and helping them, and just not neglecting them, and not thinking that you're better than them, which I have a tendency to do. Um, but yeah, I could go on ranting, but I don't want to. I need to take a shower. Um, David Goggins is cool. Okay, bye.